line dance.
Yeah. Come on. Whoa, I got my boots on the ground.
Let's see.
Where my fans? Come on.
I'm moving
Come on, child. You got a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I can just do it, though. Oh, we can just do the bump. Come on.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I got my boots on the ground.
I'm working on the line dancing.
Okay.
But I'm really excited for the Boley Rodeo.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian, and if you saw our new May-June issue of Oklahoma Today and thought, wow, the Boley Rodeo sure looks like a lot of fun, I wish I knew more, well, this is the show for you. Chris and I recently ventured out to Boley, Oklahoma to learn more about the longest running historically black rodeo in the country. There we met up with some artists who are making sure that this year's rodeo is one of the most vibrant events that they've had yet. We'll learn more about that in just a moment. But first, a friendly reminder to please hit subscribe if you've not already done so. It's the best way to ensure you don't miss any of our great Oklahoma-based stories and conversations. We've got one with Oklahoma City restaurateur Rachel Cope coming up that I know you're not going to want to miss. So, yes, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and introduce our full team. How are we all doing this week?
Excellent.
Good.
So happy that all of us are back.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
We did not.
Exciting
We
to have
had
everybody on
a
couch.
skeleton crew last time, but now
It was a good episode, though.
We had a lot of couching.
Megan really appreciated it.
Yeah.
I think.
I missed Carly and
Yes.
very much.
But you did get to
I
stretch
did
out
stretch
a
my
little
legs,
bit.
yeah.
Well, it's a rainy day, but we are going to press forward. It's dry in here, of course. And by the time this comes out, schools across Oklahoma will either be already on their summer break or getting close to it. So with that said, I mean, the Boley Rodeo is one annual event that I'm sure a lot of people enjoy as sort of an out-of-school celebration, and it got me thinking about what are some other ways that we can enjoy summer vacation in Oklahoma. So I guess Editor-in-Chief Nathan Gunner, do you have any thoughts on our question of the week, which is, what are your go-to summer vacation destinations in Oklahoma?
I say this all the time on the show, but I'm just such a big fan of the farmers markets, and I'm always so happy when it's the summer and everything's fresh and there's lots of people.
Yes.
So that's kind of a weekly thing, but we have a lot of weekend trips that we do, and they're kind of timeless throughout you can kind of do them anytime throughout the year, but it's especially fun to do state parks in the summer because there's people there, and it's not, you can swim in a lot of them, and that's always really nice, and there's a million things to do outdoors, and it's a really nice time to be outside in Oklahoma. And hiking, I love to hike, so like Beaver's Bend, the Friends Trail, all that stuff is really fun. Hochatown's great in the summer.
Yes.
Like it's such a summer vacation vibe down there in the summer, So I always like to go there and eat the restaurants and hike and fish and swim and just do all the Beaver's Bend things. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, that is a great answer. I think water will be a common theme among these answers. Kirsten, research editor Kirsten Stone, what summer vacation destinations do you have in mind?
I usually take at least one trip down to Turner Falls, a couple to the Wichitas to go hiking. I love going to the drive-in movies at night. They're great.
Answer,
yeah. They're usually they're very cost friendly.
That's a great answer.
They're fun.
Yes.
And it's cooler by nighttime, so you can go outside. But this year, no, we've actually planned on hitting up more state parks and also hitting up more golf courses and different places to go fishing.
Yes.
That's going to be our summer.
Yes.
I like that.
Will you be spending any summers at JR's? Yeah.
Yeah, I've already been.
We wrote a whole blog about it, so.
Yeah, I've already been.
Yes. Senior editor Carly Ibarra, we're all interested in what you had to say about summer.
These are not my go-to destinations. These are my plans for where I want to go this summer. So I think I mentioned before that I've never been to a rodeo before, so I would love to go to the Cavalcade Rodeo in Pawhuska in June. I love Pawhuska, and I haven't been there in a minute, so I would love to go up to that area, go to Bartlesville.
Yes,
and
make a whole weekend
the
of it.
Mercantile, and so that'll be great. Also, speaking of water, Lake Murray State Park is the clearest lake in Oklahoma, so I would love to go swimming there at some point. And then we also have a feature coming up that I'm super excited about because it's all about low and no cost things to do during the summer. And having an 8-year-old niece, I desperately need free and low cost things to do with her. So I think we'll probably do a lot of things on the list, but my number one is going to the Citizen Potawatomi Eagle Aviary in Shawnee because I love birds and I'm trying to share my love of birds with Aria. So I think that'll be really
That's
fun.
a great answer.
Good answer.
Yeah.
One that I had not occurred to me, but is fantastic. Photo editor Megan Rossman, what about you? Summer vacation.
Pools.
Pools.
Anyone who has a pool, that is where I'm gonna be.
Yes.
So if you have a pool, you can invite me, and I will come. Maybe. So I will be submerged in pools of water in various places all over the state this summer. And occasionally you will find me outside of the water on land. That's
Hovering above.
yeah. Those are my summer plans.
Just to stay cool.
Yes, I will be above ground indoors at work.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, I hope to be submerged. Because that's how you survive. I just wasn't made for this climate.
You're not a huge fan of the heat.
No, I
Yeah.
don't like the heat at all.
Yeah,
I need
it's all about
to-
air conditioning for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I respect
Yeah,
that.
air conditioning. I love the air
Yeah.
conditioning. so.
Museums are great places. Like,
Yes,
it's nice in the
museums.
summer,
Yeah,
right?
I like to be there's a cave in our state park. Wow.
Alabaster Caverns.
Alabaster
Yeah.
Caverns.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That feels good to go down in there when it's a really hot
Yeah,
day.
no, that's what, because we were doing photography years back, that was a really great state park to photograph because it was underground and there was no sun. So,
Also, if you want to be wet and go to a museum, you can go to the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center in Duncan.
Oh, that's
and
true.
they have an experience theater where it's like you're a cowboy like on the plains, and when the movie is playing and it starts raining, they have like little droplets that sprinkle down on you. So yeah,
That's
you can
cool.
do 2 things at once.
yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's, yeah.
There should be an art museum that is also a pool.
Yeah.
Like you swim through the gallery.
Oh my gosh, Factory Obscura has, they did the thing where they had like the lights on the ceiling and stuff. That would be so cool in the
that would be-
water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, free idea. out there.
Yeah, they're all like doing some kind of immersive experience that involves a pool would be really
Yeah.
cool.
River sport would be nice.
Yeah.
Be out on the water.
Yes.
There's a lot of places, and I love. I mean, one of the movie theaters became such a big hit because they had air conditioning in a time before most people did not, and so really to this day, I love going to a movie in the summer. You know, and just being
Yes.
inside the nice, cool theater and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
What about you, Ben? What would
Yeah.
you be doing to cool off
Well,
this summer?
movies was one of the ideas I had. I like going to Flick's Brew House.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
that
fun.
place is fun. Yeah.
And you can get like a full meal there if you want to. So that's
Dead
cool.
Center Film Festival.
Dead
first week
Center
of
Film
June.
Festival, a summer tradition,
Yeah.
really. I was, you talked about Aria, and I was thinking about my own niece, and she's already counting the days until the splash pad opens. The splash pad is not open yet. It is. They have to wait until Memorial Day. They don't have to, but they do. She also really loves Hurricane Harbor, formerly Whitewater Bay. Yes. So she's counting down the days till that. I really would love to take her to the aquarium in Jinx.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
That
fun.
place is fun.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's sort of the zoo experience, but with the benefit of air conditioning.
And we'd be remiss not to mention another story that Megan is working on right now.
Yes.
Yes.
About Okana,
Yes.
Oklahoma City's newest resort/water park.
There's so much to say about it. That's why it is so hard to write a story and
Sure.
condense it into they have so many water slide. There literally is something for everyone there. They have a ton of restaurants, just every kind of water feature you can imagine. They have the 4th largest pool in the United States is here in Oklahoma City now at O'Connor.
That's cool.
That's a new nugget.
I didn't
for me.
know that. Yeah.
The fourth largest constructed pool. So I guess there are some natural pools that are larger, but
Lake Superior.
Yeah, but it's massive, and they keep the temperature in the water park, the indoor portion of the water park, at 82 degrees all year round. So it's like, it's cool in the summer and warm in the winter, and it's really just pretty amazing. So
that day we went over there, it was freezing outside, and we walked in, and it was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, the water. Like a bunch of people from the television shows just like went swimming. So we didn't, because we're serious journalists, and we observed.
You forgot your bathing suits.
Yeah. Well, do you know who else is looking forward to Okana?
Who?
That would be our one of our favorite listeners, Marie Saunders, who says
Marie.
yes, who suggested Okana, but with the caveat of visiting on a Wednesday, just because it's going to be it's new. People want to check out the new thing, so go at one of those less peak times. We also got an answer from my friend Don James, a local drummer, musician in the city. He's probably played in a lot of your favorite bands. He likes Beaver's Bend, the Backyard Pool, and Robber's Cave.
Nice.
Robber's Cave is a really good one.
Yeah. It really is, yes. All right, well, that has been a lot of fun. I've got my summer itinerary planned already, I guess. Let's go ahead and kick it to Boley, Oklahoma, and learn more about the rodeo.
We have so many different artists here, from 19 years old up to like 60s. Yeah. So we have a wide range of artists represented here.
The theme is like Western, but considering it's Boley, it's a black town, I'm kind of trying to tap into elements of like organic shapes that's really like, it amplifies like African designs.
It's honestly an honor given like the historical context of Boley as a historically black town, and then also considering that this is like the oldest black rodeo. It's a really big deal, honestly. So for me, being an Oklahoman, spending my entire life here, it's an honor to be able to do something like this to kind of help like do my part in honoring this big momentum and this part of history that I think everyone should know about, honestly.
So I am out here with Karen Ekuban, one of the lead organizers of the historic Boley Rodeo. We're so excited to be out here, Karen. Thanks for having us today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
For people who aren't familiar with the Boley Rodeo, what can you tell me about what that is?
So the Boley Rodeo is the oldest and longest running African American rodeo in the nation. And we were established in 1903. The World Champion Rodeo here was established in 1961.
Right, yes. Mm-hmm. And so you have been involved, you were telling me a little bit about how you got involved. I know originally you were a participant in the rodeo, right?
No.
Oh, you were not?
No, never.
I got that wrong?
You got that wrong. But I did grow up coming to the rodeo.
Yes,
yes,
okay.
And I did grow up here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and when did you get back involved as the organizer? What was the backstory there?
So it never was my intent to be an organizer of the rodeo. I came here and started a foundation called Project 2020 Foundation as a partnership with the town of Boley to really focus on what they felt like they needed to revitalize the town. And so the opportunity came last year to bid on the rodeo, and so myself and 2 other people, we bidded on it, and so this will be our 2nd year putting on the rodeo.
Right, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're out here at the rodeo arena, and as I understand, a lot of work has already gone into transforming the arena, right?
A lot of work, a lot of work. The first step is it doesn't look very maintained right now, but we one of the things that we committed to do was to maintain the arena year-round, because we do want to bring other events into this space. The concession stand had trees and everything growing out of it, And so we rebuilt this, and then we commissioned an artist named Tony Thunder to do a mural here. And then this right here is our Pathway of Hope. And it's a fundraiser that we do where people can buy bricks, and eventually this pathway is going to lead out to the sidewalk. Another thing we did was we bought in the Secretary building over here. And then this year we bought in this building here, which is kind of going to serve as our hospitality area and a couple of other things. And then we, the announcer stand, we updated that. We extended the arena 50 feet out to the north, and we painted the where the animals come out, and then we added bleachers.
Yes, very nice. And the Boley Rodeo, as I understand it, is the longest running and I guess the oldest black rodeo in the country, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So how important...
And a historical black town.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I guess how that sort of shows you how important it is to sort of preserve that legacy here in the state. You know?
It's so important not only to preserve it, but kind of to activate this history. You know, one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to come in and make our rodeo a standard.
Right.
And so that's why everything that we've done, we've reinvested back into this space.
I'm curious, have you heard anything from other, I don't know how many other black rodeos there are around the country, but do you ever communicate with them, or how does that sort of work?
Yeah, so we're actually going to one tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in Oklahoma City. And so everybody's really excited about the rodeo. Last year, we only heard great feedback. We had a record crowd. We had over 5,000 people here in this space. We actually had to turn people away. But yeah, so everybody's really excited. We're expecting to sell out again this year. We did last year. And so we're just really excited about the rodeo this year.
You have the rodeo, of course, but it's much more than that. Like the whole town of Boley kind of is buzzing with activity. So I guess if people are coming out to the Boley Rodeo, what can they sort of expect? What kind of environment?
Well, I mean, first of all, look around you, how green and beautiful it is, surrounded by pecan trees, wildflowers. The people is, you know, what we hear a lot is just, you know, how welcoming the people are. But what a lot of people don't know is that Boley has 14 historical landmarks here, and so we are more than a rodeo. And you know, we really want to get people to understand the history and why it's important to support our rodeo, because we're working on other projects. The rodeo is just a catalyst to what we're doing.
What are some of those future plans that you have for Boley?
So we have the Farmers and Merchant Bank, which is the first African-American national bank. And we are, phase one, we want to replace the windows and the doors. And Lesher Family Foundation has given us a grant to start that project, a $25,000 matching grant, so we're very grateful for that. And then also we have our Welcome Center that is going to be right there on Highway 62 in the old McCormick building, the McCormick restaurant, and then we're also working on our History Center. So I wrote a grant for the Welcome Center along with it's been privately funded by the Floyds. You just met them.
Yes.
And then I also wrote a grant for the town of Boley for the History Museum.
And then what can you tell me about today? We've got a whole bunch of artists out here doing a lot of cool stuff with the the trash bins that we're doing.
So it was inspired by Coachella. Have you heard of Coachella?
Yes.
Yes. And so they do this project every year. And so I was like, it would be really cool if we kind of did something similar to that. And so what we did is we commissioned local artists to come in and paint these trash bins. And so we're just really excited about it. Yeah.
Very
and these are going to be featured during the rodeo.
Yes.
In our vending zone.
Right. Yeah, I love the great splashes of art that you've incorporated into the community.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Thank you guys for being inspired by what we're doing and wanting to tell, this history and this story, because that's an important part of this,
Yes.
is to have people actually to understand what we're trying to do and invested in what we're doing.
Yes, and really quickly, the Boley Rodeo will be the Saturday when this video comes out. Yes. And so do you have any tips for people who are coming for the first time?
Bring lots of cash.
Yes.
Because we don't get good reception out here. And so if you really want to enjoy it, bring cash, come ready to have fun, enjoy. Pony Express is something very unique to our rodeos. It's an event that's very unique, and it's like, I call it a 440 relay on horses.
Yes.
And it's high action, high speed, and so I think that's something they should look forward to that they're not going to get at other rodeos. And the art. We're really trying to incorporate art into this space and into our community.
Yes. What can you tell me about, I guess, sort of the condition the rodeo was in, and how have you sort of seen the rodeo and the town sort of transform, I guess, over the years?
The town is very much inspired and excited and enthusiastic about all the change that has taken place. The conditions were very, very poor. When we received it, the grass was taller than me and you. And it just needed some care and some love. Right. And the people who ran it before us, they did the best that they could with the resources that they had. And we're just very grateful that we got the opportunity to come in and show not only the community, but the world, how when you work together as a community that you can take step by step, you can transform something into something really beautiful.
Yes. All right. Well, I think those were the questions I had. Thank you so much, Karen, for being here today. Yes, I can't wait for the rodeo.
I can't wait either.
Yes.
Are you coming? You sit with us.
Yes.
We'll have a good time.
Yes.
Be ready to dance.
To dance.
Line dance.
I'm ready. Oh, line dance. I have to do some research.
Yes,
before
come
the
on.
line dance.
Yeah, come on. Whoa, I got my boots on the ground.
Let's see.
Where my fans? Come on. Come on, child. You got a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I can just do it, though. Oh, we can just do the bump. Come on.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I got my boots on the ground.
I'm working on the line dancing.
Okay.
But I'm really excited for the Boley Rodeo.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am totally decked out in my Boley Rodeo gear, and we are excited because what this is all about is really preserving this tradition for the younger generations. So we've got a little bit of the youth leadership here at Boley Rodeo here. I'll let them introduce themselves. To my left, we have
Natalia King, and I'm on the board of Project 2020, and this allowed us to make this happen, this art project happen.
Yes. And to my right, we have
Kendall Santiago, and I'm also on the executive board of Project 2020.
Yes. All right, so we have a bunch of artists out here today. I guess you all were responsible for helping plan this. How did all this come together?
We had gotten an amazing idea from Jakai Parks, from Coachella, when it came to bringing art to the community. And what we learned is when you bring art to a space, people tend to treat it better. And so we wanted to come and paint the trash cans. And that's not your ideal situation, but it's gorgeous and beautiful. And we hope that by beautifying the trash cans, we can, encourage people to treat everything with respect and love.
Yes. Well, the trash cans get a lot of use, so it's good to make sure that they look nice. So I guess what can you tell me about the importance of, I guess, bringing that art here to the Boley Rodeo?
Well, for me, I feel like it's very important to preserve the heritage of Black cowboys and Aboriginal cowboys because they're often left out of Western media in this space. And just adding on to what Natalia said, just beautifying the space will make people treat it better. And I feel like it empowers the people because when you show up to a space and it's run down and it's not taken care of, it's like, does the town really care about us as a people? So I think that it's empowering. I think that it's beautiful. And it also gives a chance for the local artists to show their talents as well.
Very true. The art brings so much life into the
yes,
town,
yes,
you know?
exactly. It brings color, it brings life, and it's just beautiful to see.
Right. So where did the trash cans come from? Who do we have to thank for all these bins that have been donated to us today?
I'm so glad you asked that because it is not as easy as you think to get trash cans, and also trash cans are more expensive than you think. So shout out to Central Disposal from Shawnee for donating those trash cans to us. They donated 20 trash cans, and we had a local artist come and prime them for the artists, and now we have about 16 local artists, I believe, over there painting them.
The trash cans are totally transformed already.
Totally transformed. Like, you would not believe. They were donated, so they were used. Okay, they were used. They were kind of filthy, so we had to wash them, had them primed, and now I just love that they were able to be upcycled instead of just, thrown back into the earth and just wasted. So I think that, it's just a beautiful project overall.
Yes. Well, like I said, part of the reason that so much effort is going to restoring the rodeo is to make sure that it is here for the future generations. Do you hear a lot from, I guess, people closer to your age about coming out to the rodeo? Is it something they're excited for? What have you heard?
Yeah, I think especially with the years, like last year to this year, it's like the whole family's like, you got to come out and see this, and honestly, for years and years, the Boley Rodeo has been self-sustained. And so I think this just brings more excitement with like the redo of the rodeo arena and the new bleachers and artists and just all of these performers and stuff. It really does create that space for our younger generation to come back and enjoy it bigger and better each year.
Yes. Have you all seen the rodeo just kind of and the town of Boley itself kind of come up over the years, just watching it from afar?
Actually, this will be my first time experiencing the Boley Rodeo. I'm new to the South. Honestly, I'm from Harlem, so I'm super excited. I can't really speak for how it's been in the past, but I've heard that, just as Natalia said, like before Project 2020 and Karen and her team took over the rodeo, it wasn't as popping as it is now. Yes. And, so I'm excited to see how it just grows and expands and how it just continues to become more and more beautiful.
So you're from Harlem.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm from Harlem.
What do you know about rodeos in general?
I just know that there's cowboys and horses, and that's about it. Honestly, I don't know much, so I'm really excited to experience it for the first time and to experience the oldest black rodeo in the country in a historical black town. I think I'm just super excited about that, and for this to be my first experience with the rodeo is just a blessing.
Yes. But you're more experienced with rodeos?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom grew up watching the Boley Rodeo specifically, and I've grown up in the country. This is a new perspective for me because as a child, I was just excited to see all the kids. Right. I don't think I went to many rodeos as a child, but I've gone to the Boley Rodeo before and after Project 2020 took over, and I feel like the people before us did a beautiful job with the resources that they had, and I love how Project 2020 has brought past, people onto the project to continue to build it. So it's been a beautiful collaboration, but it has been night and day, especially just from last year to this year, night and day.
Right. Yes. What for people who have not been out to the Boley Rodeo before, what can you tell them about what that experience is like?
Look, it's different. It's something that you've never experienced. Just with the Pony Express being so specific to Oklahoma, and also just being outside and being in nature is just a complete switch to the everyday life. It's slower, we're enjoying each other, we're eating good food, we're dancing, we're laughing, we're on the tip of our toes watching the bull rides, and Pony Express. So I feel like it's an experience that everybody should go to, especially in a historical black town, and it being the longest standing black rodeo in the nation. So really excited.
For your generation, and what you guys are doing, what she's doing, but what you guys are doing because of what she's doing, why is it important?
I think it's extremely important to preserve Black history in a space where it could be erased or forgotten about. And when the younger generation comes, our ideas and our needs are going to be different from the generation before us. And so I feel like it's extremely important to continue that in our way, because we have to preserve it. You know, somebody has to get, pass down the baton. Yes. And it's us. And when we see the generations before us working so hard to sustain and build, we have to take on that responsibility as the new generation coming up. And I think it's beautiful that the younger generation is interested in this. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing of why it's so important is because we have to preserve it. History. It's non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any?
Yeah, I think that my perspective is a little different, being that I'm from New York. This is a whole new world for me. And if you know anything about people of color in the Northeast, Black people specifically, a lot of us migrated from the South. So it's kind of like we lost our culture when that took place. So I feel like I'm a bit getting connected to my roots, even though I didn't know that I had roots here, or, throughout the South, or in just the cowboy Western culture in general. So I think that it just introduces us to something new, or reintroduces us to something that we've already known deep down. Yes. So I'm grateful to experience that, and I think that other people who are in the Northeast like myself would enjoy this as well.
So who do we have to thank for all that's going on here in Boley?
As far as the Boley Rodeo goes, we have to thank the Boley Legacy Consortium, who is partnered with Project 2020, the nonprofit organization that we sit on. So thank you for this opportunity, and I can't wait to see how it turns out this year.
Perfect. So who can tell me about Boots on the Ground? What is this? I'm trying to get an education here.
You gotta pop the fan.
Okay, gotta pop the fan.
Let me see. We gotta see if
we're trying to do this earlier. I'm like messed up with my positioning
and then
now.
Go. Oh, it's the other way. All right, now go down and you gotta flick the wrist.
Okay.
Bah.
Wait. No. This is the.
You kind of want to just hold one end and then just let it do its thing.
All right,
just
holding one end, and we're gonna.
There you go.
Pop in the fan, Chris.
And you want to go on the beat. Let me see you. He's gonna be like, where them fans at? Hit them one time. Where them fans at? Hit them one time.
There you go. We're popping the fans. We got Boots on the Ground as always. The Boley Rodeo coming up this Saturday. You better be there.
Well, that was a lot of fun, and once again, a friendly reminder that the Boley Rodeo is on the cover of our new May-June issue. I've still got my hat on. Thank you for the hat. That was a lot of fun. If you are interested in going to this week's Boley Rodeo, head out this Saturday, May 24th. For more information, you can go to thetownofboley.org. And I thought the whole photo spread that we had in this issue, was just fantastic.
Melissa Lukenbach caught some amazing shots.
Yes.
They were really, really, really good. We're so happy we got to publish it.
They really were, yes. Well, now I guess we'll go ahead and turn the page to podvents. This is the part of the show where we go through the travelok.com event calendar and pick out a few of our favorite gyms. Is there anyone who'd like to go first this week?
I'll go first. I love them. Oh, go ahead.
No, you
How
go.
do you know, really?
I'll go first.
Ladies first.
Okay,
ladies first. It's going to make it...
That'll decide
We
it.
lost out trying to be too nice to you.
Okay.
Well, my event is the Paseo Arts Festival.
Yay.
Love that one.
And that is right down the street for me, so it is an exciting time. Although this is about the time of the year that it starts to get really hot, and so it can be hard for me to want to venture out from the shade and from the pool of water that I go reside in
That
about
you must
this time
be
of
in
year.
at some point in the day.
I will have to become terrestrial again for the Paseo Arts Festival, which is May 24th through the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
And it has more than 90 visual artists, not to mention 2 stages of musicians and dancers, one of which will be Uncle Zepp, a band that our art director, Steve Walker, is the drummer in, and his brother is in the band too, and some other guys. And the band will be going on from 9 to 10 p.m. on Saturday, May 24th on the South Stage. So come out and support Uncle Zepp.
Oh, yeah, let's all go.
They play a bunch of Led Zeppelin covers. So you can go and drink lemonade and eat Dippin' Dots or whatever and watch guys play Led Zeppelin covers.
Among other things.
Well, yeah, no,
Yes.
and I think that sounds really fun. And so there's going to be, in addition to Steve Walker being present, there are going to be all sorts of other performers and artists and entertainers. There's going to be like Paseo Plunge. They're going to have spoken word performances and comedy. There's going to be a kids area with crafts. And food vendors will include barbecue, Big Bang Theory, nuts, Greek food, hot dogs, tacos, funnel cakes, corn dogs, banh mi, popsicles, shaved ice, Dippin' Dots, wine, lemonade, beer. And so you can eat like a king and buy all sorts of art and have your face painted at the Paseo Arts Festival, May 24th through the 26th. And yeah,
I like that Big Bang Theory is going to be out there because that's one of my favorite parts about the Arts Festival in Oklahoma City. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have one of the best
It only makes sense that they are, expanding onto the Paseo. So.
Yeah. And I love the Paseo Arts Fest. It always dress for heat and humidity, but it's really fun.
It's really nice. It's something that's also nice about it is that it doesn't cover too large of an area, so it's really, really walkable. Even if you were a lazy person, like it is easy to just walk around at the Paseo
I'm gonna
Arts
park at your house and walk.
Okay.
I think we're gonna take an Uber or a Lyft over there this year.
That's a good idea.
So that we don't even have to worry about parking.
That's a really good idea.
It'll be a lot of fun. I think.
I'm gonna parachute.
I will. Yes.
I'm just gonna teleport.
Yeah.
I will emerge from the cold tub of water in my basement and join you.
Just picturing you with like your eyes just above the water.
Oh, if only.
Nathan, what's your event this time?
So it comes with a little Oklahoma trivia question.
Okay.
Who was the first woman elected to statewide office in Oklahoma? Anybody know?
Kate Barnard?
Kate Barnard. Yes, Kate Barnard, one of our heroes.
I knew that because I looked at your event.
So Kate Barnard was elected. She took her office on November 17th, 1907, Statehood Day. And she was the state commissioner of charities and corrections. So she oversaw things like in the Oklahoma Constitution. She was very influential in creating the original Oklahoma Constitution. She was the one who advocated for it to contain things like child labor laws, mandatory education for children, all these kinds of things. She also was very involved in corrections in the state. When Oklahoma began as a state, we were outsourcing our prisons to Kansas.
Oh, really?
So if someone was convicted, they would be sent to Kansas to serve their sentence. And she went up, as the commissioner of corrections, she went up and toured that facility and found it just horrible, like beyond horrible. And the Oklahoma prisoners in particular were getting treated especially badly. So she is responsible for the creation of the penitentiary in McAllister. And a really interesting story is that the prisoners built that penitentiary. And not one of them tried to escape because of her. Because they were so grateful to her that they said, because Kate got us out of Kansas, we won't try to escape while we build this prison.
Yeah, I'd have to say getting sent to Kansas is probably cruel and unusual.
Exactly. Take that, Kansas. She was a very devout Catholic, and that informed a lot of her feelings about things like this. She was very kind of social justice oriented. She cared about the least of these, the social gospel, that whole thing, which is very cool. And that really informed a lot of what she did. She was a very feared debater. Alfalfa Bill Murray, who became the governor of the state later, actually literally fled a town rather than debate her publicly. Yeah. Like, he got on a train and ran away instead of having to face her.
And he still lost the debate.
And he still lost the debate. And he lost debates to her twice on the House floor as well. She's a very respected figure, and she's turning... It's her 150th birthday on Saturday, May 24th.
Okay.
So Saturday, May 24th, you can go to Guthrie. It's a beautiful downtown Guthrie. Another great summer station, by the way. Always a great.
Sure.
They're Red Brick Nights in the summer. Look up Guthrie Red Brick Nights. A great summer activity.
Yeah.
You can go to this on Saturday, May 24th from 1 to 3 p.m. You can go to the Oklahoma Territorial Museum and Historic Carnegie Library in Guthrie. They're having Cake with Kate. And you can have a piece of cake to celebrate Kate Barnard's 150th birthday. And speaking at this event will be Annette Wisk-Jacoby. She is the executive director of the Oklahoma Commission on Children and Youth. And they are carrying on a lot of the work that Kate Barnard started in Oklahoma. And she'll be talking about their work and kind of how Kate Barnard inspired her personally.
Okay.
It sounds like a really, really cool event.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So we ran a story in Oklahoma Today in 2012. It's one of the favorite things I think the three of us have ever worked on for the magazine forever ago. But it's on our website, and I'm going to link that in the episode description. So if you want to read more about Kate Barnard, go to the episode description on YouTube and click on that link, and you'll find it.
Yes.
She's a fascinating lady.
She was amazing.
So, yeah,
she was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's cake. So you can
And there's cake.
That's all it takes for me.
Yeah.
Kirsten, you wanted to be first, and now you're third. So I'm sorry
Oh,
about
sorry.
that. I'm sorry.
It's
I should
I,
have yielded my time.
Oh, I
only
don't
one
mind.
person can be first.
I just jumped in there.
Anyway.
I don't mind. I kind of just wait and see if there's a pause, and I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
do it. No. So my event is the Roots Ball at Medicine Park. It's the annual event. I believe this is the 8th annual one. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's the 8th one. But it's always a good time. It's Memorial Weekend, so this weekend, and it'll be the 23rd through the 25th. But as always, there's going to be live music in like Americana, roots, folk style genres, But it'll be great. It's a lot of local talent. So it's a really good time. There's also going to be a lot of food down there, as always. And y'all know they have great food. You could stand in the middle of Medicine Park, spin in a circle 3 times, and land where you land and point that direction. You're going to find good food.
Yeah, it's true.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of great stuff. So the main part of the concerts will be on the Town Center main stage. But I mean, if y'all have been to Medicine Park before, during any festival, it takes over the whole town. So if you want more information, you can look up the event on Facebook. You can go to Medicine Park's website. But honestly, just show up.
Yeah,
you'll find it. You'll have fun.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
Talk about a great place to be in the summer, Medicine
Yeah.
Park.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep discovering new answers. as we
Oklahoma's
go.
original resort town.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Carly, and we're all eager to hear your podvent.
I have a cool event this week. It is the Route 66 Morgan Classic Horse Show, which I didn't know anything about Morgan horses, so that's why I picked this event.
They're so pretty.
They are beautiful,
Yes.
and they're very interesting, too. It's going to take place May 22nd through 24th at State Fair Park in Oklahoma City, and it's free. Admission is free. So it's another one of our low-cost things that you can do. If you want more information about it, the phone number is 405-948-6700 or facebook.com/RTE66 Morgan Classic. But Morgan horses are, they're one of the earliest breeds of horses that America had. And the reason that they're called Morgan horses is because the original sire named Figure was given to a guy named Justin Morgan as payment on a debt in 1789.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I don't know if anybody saw the classic made-for-TV movie, Justin Morgan Had a Horse, but that tells you all about Morgan horses. But
Very to the point.
Anyway, these horses are awesome. People have been breeding them since the late 18th century. And if you come to this particular show, there's going to be Western pleasure categories, which is just when the horses like kind of walk around. Like if you've ever seen a dog show, it's kind of like when the person
yes.
except they're riding the horse, obviously. And dressage, which is super fun. It's basically like horse dancing, and jumping. So, if you like horses, it's a good time.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Wow.
So, can you describe a Morgan horse to me?
So a Morgan horse can come in a very large variety of different colors. They're very similar to quarter horses. So any kind of horse you can imagine is probably going to fall into the category of Morgans. They're just they're very useful. They've been used in carriages and things over the years. So they're just a really, really solid horse.
Okay.
So, as opposed to those little flimsy horses.
Solid horse.
Yeah. A nice, solid, well-rated horse. Well, it's time for my podvent.
What do you have for us?
Yes. So a lot of people like to say that everything's better with music, and I tend to agree, but that adage will definitely be put to the test during the Future of Sound sessions at Factory Obscura in Oklahoma City. Is anyone here familiar with the Future of Sound sessions that they do? It's sort of a different idea that they have. It is a concert series, but what they do is that they invite an artist from another medium outside of music to sort of collaborate with these bands in a live setting. So under those parameters, you get a lot of creative different kinds of shows out of that. So there's actually 2 performances coming up. They're here for their event on Saturday, May 23rd. The first one is going to be a performance by OKC folk rock band Compost Adjacent. And they will be accompanied not by Compost in any way, shape, or form, but someone way better than Compost. It's Liz Dueck, I believe that's how you pronounce it. She'll be doing some live painting during the performance. Yes.
Wow.
So that's really cool. But this next one, I mean, I'm really excited to see how this pans out. It'll be a collaboration between the noise rock band Bucktooth and local comedian Natalie Perez. So I am really interested to see what they have in store with that. That'll be fun. And if you want to figure it out for yourself, like I said, the Future of Sound sessions will be Saturday, May 23rd at Factory Obscura. Tickets are $15 in advance and $17 the day of the show, but keep in mind these are 2 sort of one-of-a-kind concerts, so I would say a fantastic value. Also, an all-ages event, so even those younger than 18 are welcome to attend, and you can purchase tickets or find out more information at factoryobscura.com. Is there any 2 mediums of art that we would like to see collaborated in a live setting?
I have to say, I am curious about music and comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
I know, especially like a noise rock, like a
Is she
loud...
gonna like pantomime? Or...
Yeah.
I want to see improvisational jazz and origami.
I would love to see
happening
that
at the
as
same
well.
time.
Yes.
That sounds...
I want to see...
Sounds difficult. I'd be impressed, though.
If you ever see the hip-hop artist JB perform, he'll do like some freestyling a lot of times.
It's impressive.
And I want to see that in reverse. I want to see JB rap a line, and then a poet like takes that line and makes a whole poem from that live.
That's good.
Yeah, so sort of flipping that on its head.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yes.
JB, get to it, buddy.
We really have a lot of free ideas that for all sorts of people.
Because he has nothing but free time. He's not the busiest person in Oklahoma City. Right. It's fine.
I also think like a cartoonist and a musician would be super cool to see, like to interpret the music to see kind of what they could create.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Nothing but free ideas from the Oklahoma Today podcast.
Oh my gosh, a chef cooking to the music.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I bet they haven't even thought of that.
Especially if the audience gets to eat it afterwards.
Or has to eat it, depending on what it ends up.
It always comes back to food for us. It's time for a star of the show, and I gave it to the entire town of Boley.
Yeah.
Chris and I had a fantastic time out there. Chris, I don't know if you wanted to chime in or. He's not mic'd up, so he's not going to.
He's so excited that he literally cannot speak.
Yeah.
He had a great time. Just take it from me. Well, that kind of includes the show we have for you this week. This has been the show known from here to Enid, home of Leonardo's Children's Museum, as the Oklahoma Today podcast. Head to oklahomatoday.com or pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. You can send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. I'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
And then we get fun with it.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, right up
Take it one time. Like, boom, boom, boom.
It's okay, it's okay.
I'm making a fool of myself.
Next person.